Yes, 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 yes. Come on, let's go, people. I tell you, it is what it is. The dawn in the building. I tell you once again, when it rains, it pours heavily. It's pouring down at Manchester United. Welcome to the channel. Manchester United straight into the semi-finals with Chelsea, with Man City. I'm telling you, Coventry City, Coventry as well. It's also the semi-final of the FA Cup. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. It's called Hotspot Trend. Right now, what's trending? What's trending? You all know what's trending. Please, if you're joining us for the first time, what are you waiting for? Join us, join the community, smash the like on the video, share this video as I welcome this great gentleman. Okwe is here with me live and direct. Okwe, what's going on? What are you doing? You're welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be on ISTV The Dawn. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a while and it's good to be back.
All right, it's good to be back. I tell you, you can see me on my jersey. Tell them the meaning. Tell them the meaning. Okay, talk to me.
It only means one thing. Means one thing. Glory, glory, glory.
Glory. All right, you're welcome to the show. Let's get this straight into it. I think Prof is going to join us at some point. His network is kind of a little bit clinch right there, but let's go straight into the reaction. We have the FA Cup at the moment, and also the EPL game 29. I'm telling you, it's going down. Arsenal is still on top of the league, I tell you, at the moment. But this is a match, quarterfinals result, and we have Manchester United winning 4-3 versus Liverpool. You have anything to say to this? Okay, talk to me.
Well, I mean, it's wow. I think first of all, yes, I should say that the match left me speechless because I did not expect or predict a high-scoring encounter. Yeah. I honestly felt like at the end of the day that Liverpool were going to edge out Man United. But you know what? Let me take you and the listeners down memory lane, and which is a quick reminder, which is the fact that this fixture is one of the most historic fixtures in the history of English football. These are two of the most successful teams in the history of English football, comparing local and European titles. Yeah. I mean, in Germany, we have the Clasica with Bayern and Dortmund. In Spain, we have Madrid and Barcelona with El Clasico. In Italy, it's Inter Milan and Juventus. But when it comes to England, whenever this fixture comes up, it's the most viewed fixture and is the most anticipated. And honestly, bringing this fixture into an FA Cup semi-final, rather an FA Cup quarter-final, at the stage of the season where, you know, both teams are desperate for silverware, I honestly don't think a lot of football critics really thought about it from this view. And then the fixture happening this way, then again, the managers played a part in it. You know, a lot of critics would say to you that Erik ten Hag is a bit delusional because he would always tell you that, you know what, he feels his team has always done well in certain games and he feels like they should have won certain games. Going into this fixture, Jurgen Klopp was asked about if Jurgen Klopp was basically asked a direct question: was he bothered about the rivalry between the two teams? And Klopp, in a very arrogant way, said, "You know what? I didn't even think about it. I've got too many other things to be doing." And it seems like it has come back to bite him where it hurts because it was a very, very good display by Man United. Yes, on paper. And I think visually, Liverpool had more quality. They dominated for most of the game. But Man United went into this fixture with one aim, which was to win. And they started off the right way with a very early goal, thanks to Scott McTominay, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And but then again, Liverpool immediately responded. First of all, they had a goal cancelled for offside. And then, you know, Alexis McAllister finally got them a goal. Next thing you know, Mohamed Salah hit the fire double. And then we went on to the second half. And I think Ten Hag must have really spurred up his players. But aside that, I think the whole United team has been under scrutiny for the past couple of weeks. And I think as a whole, and also individually, the entirety of the United team needed to make a statement. And I think, you know, with the way the English media is, I think United players and the manager, they've been under a lot of scrutiny in recent games. So this was not only a victory for the players and the club, I think it was a collective victory for the entirety of Manchester United. And going into the second half, I honestly do think that Liverpool still had the chance to kill the game off.
To kill the game.
Yeah, they did have the chance, but I think maybe they forgot that, this is Old Trafford. It's the theatre of dreams for a reason. These are the games why Old Trafford has been nicknamed the theatre of dreams, because they were down and out by, aside from critics, but during the game as well, it seemed like they were just out of it. But they were able to bring out that championship spirit in them, which we've known United for many decades. We know that they are a team that are able to make turnaround when you least expect them to, and especially when a lot of critics are on their neck. And that's exactly what they did. And then the prodigal son in Anthony came up from the bench. Honestly, he is a prodigal son, because I don't think he has shown his worth yet in the Premier League and under Ten Hag. Ten Hag put a lot of trust in him, spilled £80 million on him, and honestly, I think he's yet to repay the favor. But it was a statement goal by him. I think he came in and had a very decent game, in my opinion. I think this is one of his best substitute cameo appearances in a long while. He came in and he scored a goal with his weak foot. Who would have thought that Anthony would make such a smart decision in the box and score with his weak foot? No one saw that coming. Took the game to extra time. And I think this is where Jurgen Klopp disrespected Manchester United and Erik ten Hag with the quality of the subs that he brought on. In my own opinion, I think it was a bit disrespectful. But maybe Klopp would say, against Chelsea, this worked. So what's not to say? But to be honest, against Chelsea, it was in the neutral ground at Wembley. But then you're coming to the home of the Red Devils, and I think you need to be a bit more cautious and be a bit more respectful at the end of the day. And United showed what they were made of. I think for the first time in a long time, or in a good couple of games, I would give plaudits to Erik ten Hag concerning the subs that were made. We finally got to see Amad Diallo. Look, Amad Diallo is someone who I followed last season at Sunderland. He was ripping it up in the Championship. This is a young boy who has been touted for greatness since he came into the limelight when he was 16. So, for me, having had such a great season with Sunderland last season, he had a very, very decent preseason. He was starting games, and then sadly, he got injured. And since then, it's been a struggle to get back into United team. I honestly feel like he does deserve more of like a starting berth compared to, should I say, Anthony. I think he should be given more games and he will grow into it. And the goal you saw from Amad Diallo today, I think is just an example
massive.
What the boy is capable of. I think for his age, he's very much composed. He reminds me, I shouldn't say this, but I think Lamine Yamal reminds me of Amad Diallo when he was coming through at the age of 16. And with Diallo, if you give him more game time, allow him to play with more quality players, he's going to be a great player. And I think the more he plays, the stronger he will get. And hopefully he can avoid injury. But I think I will give other plaudits to players like Rafael Varane, and Andre Onana. I think Marcus Rashford was good today, even though he missed a sitter, which could have stopped the game from going to extra time. Yeah, but I think Rashford was on it today. He came into the game fired up. I believe he wanted to make a statement. And and Garnacho as well. Garnacho worked tirelessly. And I must say, Diogo Dalot has been a very, very impressive player for me and for United this season. I don't think United fans will disagree with me when I say Diogo Dalot has stepped up greatly. But I think one aspect in where Man United is lacking, and probably the reason why they considered some 2 goals today, was the midfield. I don't really know what the plan of Erik ten Hag is concerning his midfield. But then this now reminds me to give plaudits to Kobbie Mainoo. What a player. And I wish for some reason, Ghana could get a hold of him. It would be so good to see such a player represent an African country. And I would love to see Kobbie Mainoo play for Ghana. But you know what? Whatever the future holds, he might play for England. But then again, at the end of the day, kudos to Manchester United, straight to the semi-final of the FA Cup. It's a chance for silverware this season, considering how things have gone in Europe and the Premier League as well so far. So who knows? Maybe Manchester United, Chelsea in the final. Maybe, and that doesn't mean I'm ruling out Coventry. Coventry is a very, very good team. In the last 3 seasons, actually, they've been able to produce some very, very talented players and give them a stepping stone to bigger things in their careers. I'm talking about the likes of Victor Gyökeres, who currently plies his trade with Sporting Lisbon. He's been on the radar of a lot of top clubs right now. And then there's been this Brazilian midfielder who currently plies his trade at Sheffield United. Yeah, right. Sheffield is doing bad, but I can't remember his name currently, but he was one of the 2 players for me who stood out. And then talking about the Coventry team right now, they've got Ellie Sims on loan from Everton, who has been doing very, very well for them. And he scored 2 crucial goals today and gave an assist against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So United should not sleep on Coventry City. They are sound tactically, and they work as a unit, and they will definitely give United a run for their money. So, but just like I said, don't be surprised if in the final United Chelsea, or we're going to have a Manchester derby. But at the end of the day, congratulations to Manchester United, and I wish them all the best for the rest of the FA Cup campaign.
All right, let me welcome Prof. Prof, you're welcome to the show, bro. What's going on? All right, I want you to quickly talk about the game. I was actually scared from 2-0, and it was a scary moment when Leicester City came back into the game. But I tell you, the resilience of Chelsea ended the game 4-2. What's your take on this match, Pro?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you needed a match to sum up Chelsea season, this is the exact game that they should watch. Cruising comfortably 2-0 ahead, a beautiful goal from Jackson squared it up for Cucurella for the first goal, and the second goal I think was from I'm not so sure, I can't remember. Was it from Palmer? It was from Palmer the second goal, as well. And so we're cruising, only for Disasi to put the ball in his own goal. He wasn't looking, and the goalkeeper as well was far from his post. So from nowhere they allowed Leicester City back into the game. They grew in confidence, and they took another beautiful goal from Mavadidi, who turned Malagosto inside out and found the far post, beating Sanchez hands down. So from that moment, the game became very shaky for Chelsea. The Raheem Sterling today was, I don't know what, it was atrocious. Missed the 1-on-1, stopped the goal from going into the net.
The guy has been been rubbish.
He was rubbish, and I know honestly, he has put out an apology on his Instagram tonight to apologize to the fans. But to be honest, that's not enough. I don't think Raheem Sterling is going to be in this football club next season, because the whole fans are, they've gotten on his back. He's giving out woeful performances after woeful performances. He would have a chance to square a simple ball to a teammate. Yeah. It would not do that. Blocked off a goal, took penalty off Palmer today and blasted it off. So he's been making very terrible decisions. And from the beginning, the fans don't think he's onside, because let's not forget he has played for Liverpool, played for City. He's not one of our own, so the fans don't connect with him. They don't see any connection with Raheem Sterling, and so they don't want him to play. And he's also giving them very poor performances. So for me, I don't see him in the team. But generally, the pattern of play going forward, the team is going on. They are like 9 games unbeaten now in 90 minutes. We can see some improvements here and there. We've qualified now for the semi-finals, and we'll be meeting
Manchester City.
Man City. I
want you to talk about that. Yeah,
it's going to be a very, very huge game. It's an opportunity for Chelsea to get a silverware and also, go to Europe through the back door. So I think I will expect them to stand up. They've played Man City twice this season, and they've not lost to Man City. So they are more than capable of matching Man City. If they put their all, if they go out there and fight and leave all on the pitch, they should be able to do something. And who knows, if they get to the final, they'll be meeting either Man U or Coventry, which is a winnable fixture. So it's been a great FA Cup run. We're now in the semis, so let's see what happens from here.
All right. Let's quickly talk about this. I'm going to talk about the game 29 of EPL. West Ham and Aston Villa is another draw for Aston Villa. Do you think the way things are going to the Aston Villa is going to be opening door for top 4 for likes of Spurs and Manchester United, or what do you feel?
Well, I honestly think that Unai Emery and his men have been a bit too inconsistent for me. But I think it would be harsh if I don't praise them for what they've done so far this season, especially Unai Emery. I feel like a lot of the players have stepped up to what is expected of them when it comes to Aston Villa for this season, considering the quality of the players that they have. And when I say this, who are these players that have stepped up, in my opinion, I think Leon Bailey has stepped up greatly.
Yeah.
I think Yuri Tillemans fought for his place in this team, and he has stepped up greatly. I think Luca Digne is always one player who, for me, has always needed a bit of competition and always needed a bit of push. And I think he has gotten that, and he has been delivering top-notch performances recently. And honestly, Aston Villa deserves a lot of praise because they've had key players out on injury through ACL. Emiliano Buendia has been out for the entirety of this season. Same thing with Tyrone Mings. And I think there's one other player who also suffered an ACL injury. But then again, honestly, they've been in good form. But yes, since December till now, it's been inconsistent for them. And going to the London Stadium to get 3 points from West Ham was expected of them, considering how good they've been in the Europa League. But now that I speak about Europa League, it's just a testament to the fact that this Aston Villa squad is not experienced in balancing European football, and their league form. It's a first for at least 95% of the team. Luca Digne is experienced in that. Diego Carlos is experienced in that. Emi Martinez, to an extent, is experienced in that. Diallo as well. But for the rest of them, just like I said, for at least 95% of the team, it's new to them and they're growing into it. But I must say that they're handling it quite well. They sent a statement to Ajax, in my opinion, in the Europa League, and it says a lot. But we all know that Unai Emery is the Europa League specialist. But let's not forget that Liverpool is there, and they might just be looking forward to giving them an upset. But it was a hard-fought point against West Ham. West Ham could have won the game if for VAR. But at the end of the day, I think it's an equally deserved shared point by both teams who desperately needed a positive victory today.
Yeah. Before we wrap up the show, Spurs lost to Fulham as well. You had anything to say? I mean, I can't just believe it.
It's as simple as that. They were just being Spursy. But on a serious note, Postecoglou needs to instill discipline in his players, and he needs to get them in a run of consistency. I think this Spurs side lacks a whole lot of discipline. They lose concentration so fast.
Absolutely.
In the post-match conference, Heung-min Son actually did say that, but he just coined it in another way. They do lack that discipline. They lack that bit of concentration. And honestly, that's what cost them the loss against Fulham. Not to take anything away from Marco Silva's side, they've been in good form as well since the second half of the season started, with Rodrigo Muniz scoring 7 goals in 7 games, which for me is outstanding. He's keeping the likes of Raul Jimenez and Amando Broa on the bench. I need to give a shout out to my Nigerian brothers in Calvin Bassey and Alex Iwobi. Since their return from Afcon, they've been in blistering form. Bassey has been a rock at the back. Iwobi has been pulling strings in midfield, and the likes of the Paulinho, he has been working hard for the team. We know he wanted to secure a move to Bayern Munich in January. It wasn't going to happen because of documentation. But honestly, he came back, he put his head down, and has been playing good football for Fulham. And he has warmed his way back into the hearts of the Fulham fans. So it's exciting times for Fulham. I want to see where they're going to finish up at the end of the season. A top 8 finish is not far off. I think it's achievable. And if they get into Europe next season, you will see a much better Fulham team next season as well.
All right. There's going to be another international break. I think starting from today, I guess. There won't be any EPL match. Wow. Yes. Wow. All right. I want to say big thank you to you. Okoye, thanks for showing up on this one.
My pleasure.
Massive love. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Please, this is how far we can go tonight. I want to say big thank you to everybody on this one. Please subscribe to our channel and also smash the like on the video. Also, what else? Drop your comments where we can also do better. I want to say big thanks to you. One love, people. Until the same time tomorrow when we come back with hot sport trend topics going on, flying around. So what else are you waiting for? Please join us. When it rains, it pours heavily. Bye for now.